Chief AI Officer at Krista. Earlier this week, we took a look at comparing OpenAI and WatsonX AI's ability to use large language models to summarize text. We're going to look at a different example here on a sentiment analysis, and we're actually going to create a new conversation from scratch in the Krista Studio. So the first thing that we're going to do is let a person make a request and ask them to enter the text that they would like to evaluate the sentiment for. Okay, and then we're going to do a paragraph field, and we're going to call this text. And this is WatsonX AI versus WatsonX versus OpenAI sentiment, and with a shortcut hint for sentiment there. Then we're going to ask a system, and we're going to ask Watson first. So we go to our extensions and our WatsonX AI extension, and we're going to do sentiment. And the input text is going to be that text that the user inputted. And we're going to enter our own instruction prompt. Please classify the sentiment for this text. And this will do, like to label these steps. So this is WatsonX sentiment. We're actually going to name this Watson sentiment. And then we'll do another Ask a System step. And we'll use OpenAI this time. And there we go. OpenAI. We've got sentiment here. And we're going to pass that text. Two things. Gotta make sure we turn that off. And then also OpenAI sentiment, WatsonX sentiment, make sure that's off as well. Call this OpenAI sentiment. And then we are going to inform a person. The WatsonX sentiment, and we'll put the Watson sentiment right there. And the OpenAI sentiment will stick in there. And then we are going to end our conversation. So let's take a look at that in the client. So we're not going to use the same financial highlights. I love Generative AI. And we'll see what we get back there. Okay, so both WatsonX and OpenAI evaluated that as positive. And here we'll try something a little different. Krista, compare the sentiment between Watson and OpenAI. So Krista knows, based on that, how to find the WatsonX versus OpenAI sentiment conversation. And I don't like, yes. I don't like mushrooms. Actually, mushrooms, there we go, had an extra letter. So I don't like mushrooms, and we get negative back for both. So nice simple example. Wanted to emphasize how easy it is to author Krista conversations that are comparing these, and we'll get into some more interesting examples next week. Thanks.